Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Relatively Gaming Podcast. I'm joined by my fantastic, amazing, wonderful, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious co-host, Enigma 9011, aka Brett. How you doing today, Brett?
I feel great now. I'm pumped up. Damn, what an intro. Gassing me up, Roy. How are you?
Hell yeah. I'm doing absolutely great. We just had the Game Awards last night, so I'm pumped. Excited for all things gaming news, all things gaming related, and that is what this podcast is. We are Relatively Gaming. We talk a little bit about gaming news. We talk about some of the games that we've been playing and some of the games that we hope to play in the future. Brett, what do you have for us today in the gaming news sphere?
Well, outside of Game Awards, which don't worry, that's our big topic today, folks. So we'll get to
We'll
it.
get to it. Yeah.
Surprisingly, there was a lot of other news that happened this week. I mean, I wouldn't say anything earth-shattering, but here and there. First one I have is a very cool one that I learned from a friend. Street Fighter 6 players. There's an update out where you can now change the HUD to other Street Fighter titles. So if you want a little throwback, change it to a Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Third Strike, Street Fighter 5, Street Fighter 4 style for your HUD. You could do that. Kind of silly, but I thought that was kind of cool. It's just you can change up the
really
HUD.
cool.
Yeah. So if you're on there, enjoy that. I also didn't realize that because I haven't played Street Fighter 6 in a while, like along with DLC characters, they've also kept adding new commentators to the game. And I know that was like not controversial, that sounds bad. Some people liked it, some people didn't. Having like the esports commentary over your matches. Personally, I really enjoyed it. Yes, it could get repetitive pretty fast, but I didn't realize they kept adding new people. I have no idea. The VTuber who I saw recently was joining the cast, but I was like, oh, glad to know they still are updating that. That was cool. Next thing, go ahead.
Awesome. Oh, I was just saying that's awesome.
Yeah. Next thing, we'll stay on the fighting game train. Pulled up an article from Game Informer and Wesley LeBlanc over there. Longtime Tekken director and series producer. Oh boy, Katsuhiro, there we go, Katsuhiro Harada, sorry, has revealed he will leave Bandai Namco at the end of 2025. Harada, whose credits include not only Tekken, but the Soul Calibur series, Pokken Tournament, and more, said he wanted to reach the Tekken series' 30th anniversary, which happened last December, as a major career milestone and is ready to move on. He says he will leave Bandai Namco at the end of the year and has been asked by the publisher to appear at Tekken World Tour Finals at the end of January, and he will be attending as a guest. Alongside this news, Harada has released Tekken: A 30-Year Journey, Harada's final mix on SoundCloud, as he always wanted to perform as a DJ at a tournament, but never had the chance. Cool. So yeah, I mean, I've dipped my toes into Tekken here and there. Harada's always been, obviously intrinsically linked to it. With me following like Max and Yo Video Games, like seeing him on more the tournament side of things or showing up for appearances, he was always the guy who was like, don't ask me for shit. And I always loved his like just straight lace, like, oi, you're getting what you're getting, be happy. And Tekken's had some really cool reveals with crossovers and characters returning and whatnot. So, congrats to him on 30 years, and I wonder if he's just going to ride off into the sunset or if he's going to pick up a new project or whatever it may be, but congratulations to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Congratulations. He's had a hell of a career, so it's good to see him retire on good terms like that.
Yeah, for sure. With the Game Awards that happened last night, I want to make sure we give a shout out to the indies. If you guys are looking for more independent games, there are a slew of showcases that also happened this week. We had Day of the Devs, we had the Wholesome Snack, Frosty Mini, the Latin American Games Showcase, and Women-Led Games. So if you guys are on the hunt for new independent games, please go show your support to those showcases. I watched most of Day of the Devs today and definitely have some new things to wishlist on Steam and PlayStation, and I'm very excited for those releases. So please go support those guys. And quick plug, because it's last week, next week, Thursday, 6-1 Indie is doing their Indie Game Awards. If you'd like to watch that, it's going to be co-streaming on IGN, GameSpot, and the 6-1 Indie YouTube channel. I'll probably be doing a live react over on twitch.tv/Enigma9011. The show, pre-show starts at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, and then it kicks off, I believe, at 6:50. There's like a 10-minute countdown, probably PD's Corner or whatever. But yeah, go check it out and support our friends over there. Let's see. All right, I think I got 2 more for you. Weird one. Hey guys, you got a Switch too? Hey guys, you really like the Elder Scrolls? Well, guess what? Skyrim is coming to Switch 2. We're getting another release of Skyrim.
Oh my gosh. It's at this point it's not even possible to release Skyrim any more times and they still figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, just had new tech. Now we can get it on the Steam machine too if you want that.
Oh gosh.
And then last but not least for me, it is the end of the year. So, I mean, a lot of people are talking about Spotify wrap-ups. Just wanted to let you guys know that PlayStation has their wrap-ups live now, so you can check that out. And just for funs, let's go through my PlayStation wrap-up because it is my primary system that I play on, so I figured that'd be fun to share details about that. All right, well, apparently I've played 83 games this year. 59 of those titles being PlayStation 5 and 24 being PlayStation 4 titles. It gives me a top 5 games, so I'm going to start from 5 and go all the way up to 1. When we get to 1, maybe I'll ask TJ and see what he thinks my number 1 game is. I will tell you it is not close between number 1 and the rest. Coming in at number 5, for 43 hours and 3% of my playtime is Borderlands 4.
Nice. I didn't realize you played it for that long, actually.
I didn't either. I know we played a decent amount, and then I had my own story going. I think I kind of racked up the hours because I wasn't golden pathing it with the story. I was very much like, here's a big area. I want to discover everything in the area. So there was a lot of running around and back and forth in terms of the side content and this, that, and the other thing. So that probably built up a bunch. But yeah, that surprised me too. Coming in at number 4. For 55 hours, with 4% of playtime, is Spiritfarer. Beautiful game. Do you know what Spiritfarer is, TJ?
I do not. I was trying to rack my brain. Was that the game that was kind of like a Journey or whatever?
No, that was Sword of the Sea, but good memory there. So Spiritfarer, I didn't stream this one. A lady and I played it together. Because I had played it a while back, never finished it, and then she played it, and she absolutely loved it, and it has a co-op component to it, so we played through it together. It is a game that's going to hit the feels, so you got to be careful with that, but it's a game dealing with loss, and you are kind of like Charon, where you've adopted that role, and now you're guiding spirits to the afterlife, or where whatever's after. So you do some quests with them to kind of get closure, learn more about their backstory and stuff like that. And then, yeah, you build this relationship and then you send them off and you're like, well, that sucks. You were my favorite or whatever. But the whole time you're managing resources, you're building up your boat with different like rooms for them and upgrades and whatnot. It's a very cute game. Highly recommend it. Coming in at number 3. 57 hours played, another 4% of playtime, is Power Wash Simulator 2, one of my highly anticipated ones for this year. Just a great relaxing time. Like I said, my critical analysis isn't always the best. It's more Power Wash, which is not a bad thing. Had an amazing time with it. I liked the different mechanics that they added with like the furniture, and you can customize and build out your offices and whatnot, and then I felt like they had a wide variety of levels from bigger landscapes that were interesting to the vehicles that they always have. I think one of my favorite levels was like a miniature theme park, and you had to clean a roller coaster. That was a lot of fun, so I had a great time with that. Coming in at number 2, played for 87 hours, 7% of my playtime, is Marvel Rivals. You son of a bitch. You got me back into it. You got me back into it hard.
Oh, I thought that was going to be your number 1.
It was not my number 1, but number 2 for sure. It was a strong return for Marvel Rivals for me this year. Like I said, TJ and I have been playing quite a bit, and I've been enjoying my time with it. Trying out different heroes. I mean, I was pretty limited to Black Widow early on, and then Hawkeye and Moon Knight, and then I've expanded out to being healer with Loki, Captain America a bit, and it's been fun trying out new heroes and being back into that Overwatch excitement that I had from the past before losing that connection there. So it's been a good time.
Yeah, I just played Rogue today, and
Ooh.
I can say that you have some fun in store if you're looking to expand your hero repertoire.
Cool. All right, TJ. So it wasn't Marvel Rivals at number 1. Do you have a guess at what my number 1 game is on PlayStation?
I do not.
You do not.
I really thought it was going to be Marvel Rivals, so let's see. What other game could it be?
It's
I don't
something.
know. Yeah, you got to tell me.
It's something I talk
Yeah,
about
you gotta
often. I've tried to teach you about it a few times, and you're like, eh.
Oh, I know exactly what game it is, and it's not even close, and I shouldn't have even had a question about it. It's WWE 2K
25.
25.
Yep.
Yeah.
WWE 2K25 comes in at the top spot. Apparently 25% of my playtime this year, and it comes in at a whopping 311 hours.
Oh my
Hoo-wee.
God.
Now, I will say a lot of this, as many years, a lot of this is general manager mode. Papa Griff and I play it often, and this year was the first year we played, if not every Sunday, definitely most Sundays. So we played like 4 to 5 hours every Sunday. So that time is going to pile in quick, but those hours have been a lot of fun spending with him. And then playing on my own, whether it's been the My Rise, which is like the story mode, or sadly grinding my life away in my faction when I feel motivated, that will certainly take up some time too. So there's the top 5 for PlayStation. Because of that, apparently fighting games are my top percent because they count WWE as a fighting game. Sure.
Sure, yeah.
All right, TJ. So I said 300 hours for WWE 2K25 alone. Well, apparently this year I have played 1,215 hours on my PlayStation devices, with
Nice.
1,212 of them being on the PlayStation 5.
Where was the other hours on your portal?
It must have been the Portal. It doesn't show. But yeah, that would be
Okay.
my guess. I don't think I booted up the PS4, but what do I know? Also, apparently, fun fact, my favorite controller of 2025 was this purple bad boy. Interesting stat that they track. Let's see what else we got here. All right, last one I think we have is trophies. So in 2025, I earned 937 trophies. They have a breakout of all the different ones, but the main one I want to shout out here is apparently I have 16 platinums this year, which I feel happy about. I'll have to see if I can improve that or bump that up, squeak in some more before the end of the year. On this page with trophies as well that I find kind of cool is they give you trophy milestones. So, like, what was your first trophy? What was your 10th? What was your 25th? Blah, 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 and chunk it out. So, apparently, my first trophy of the year was from House Flipper. I do remember playing that last year. And my most recent one is from Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Should be Clair Obscura, but, hasn't updated yet. That's fine. And that was it.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Well, hold on. Let's go back for a second. I'm sorry. You platinumed Clair Obscura?
No. It's just any trophy you earn. Sorry, any trophy you earn is in.
Okay.
No.
Whoa.
Don't worry. We're kind of skipping ahead of what you've been playing, but that might be in the future. But no. The milestones are just any trophies.
Okay. Wow. I was gonna say you very much surpassed me. If that's the case.
Oh, is that why I haven't been sleeping well? Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 'cause I played this 60-hour RPG in
Yep.
3 days. Oh wow.
But yeah,
Well, that's fantastic. I can't wait to give my Steam year in review whenever they release it. If I had one, whenever they would release that, I'll update the podcast and we'll go about that. But that was great. I was happy to hear your year in review there. I have less exciting news, I feel like, this week.
Alright.
We'll just go with the downer. This isn't exactly video game news, but we talk on this podcast a lot about AI and how it's affecting the industry and stuff. So I just wanted to mention that Disney did sign a $1 billion deal with OpenAI to allow its characters to be used on Sora. So now you can use Mickey Mouse AI generated whatever. Yeah, how do you feel about that? Obviously not good
This
based on your
no,
reaction.
this one hurt a lot, and it is the most idiotic move I think they could make. Um, we're already having a lot of creators, I feel like, sue some AI generative shit for using their IP. So now to then turn around, invest in it, and allow for them to use the characters, it feels like they're shooting themselves in the foot. Like, my question is, how long until something inappropriate comes out with their characters that they don't want? Like, you've
Mhm.
opened up the door. There's no sealing it back up once it's out there, you know? I hope they learn their lesson from this. I hope it bites them in the ass. Like, I love Disney a lot, especially the parks, but oh boy, this is frustrating.
Yeah, it's disastrous. And maybe I'm not a money guy. I don't really understand things, but I feel like $1 billion is actually kind of lowballing the IP of Disney if you're saying you have all of the IP of Disney to use all you want for however long you want in this AI deal.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact details are, so like I personally don't want to speak out about it. Is it everybody? How long is the deal? Um it's an investment into it, so like they're going to get money back, I would assume. Um so maybe that's their thought process of like, all right, I'll put in 1 billion like shareholders type thing. That means I'm going to get hopefully a fuck more in return type thing. Interest or whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Money.
Yeah, we will see. That was very disheartening to read, and
Yeah.
I thought you would have this reaction to it as well because we love AI here,
Totally.
and by love I mean sarcasm.
Mm-hmm.
um, let's see. You did your PlayStation wrap up, so I'll say that speaking of $1 billion corporations, our favorite topic as well. Netflix loses GTA San Andreas from its platform after it's been on there for 2 years.
Netflix does?
Yeah, Netflix had
Huh.
GTA San Andreas on their gaming side of things, and now it is losing it. It's no longer going to be on the platform,
Okay, so
which
it's go ahead, go ahead.
I was just saying I don't think it's going to be an issue considering they just acquired Warner Brothers and they're going to put the fucking Batman games and Mortal Kombat on there, presumably. So
Well, if you're
we'll have
not
to
if you're
see.
reading some of these articles with their clickbait shit, Netflix thinks Warner Brothers gaming thing is worthless, and then you read the article and it's like that they didn't even say that at all. They said it wasn't
Oh
their
yeah.
biggest priority, but not that it was worthless.
Oh gosh, you gotta love clickbait and
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. Like we talked about last week. Like I don't know what the fuck Netflix gaming has to offer, but I feel it's similar, or this is a similar practice to TV streaming services. Like not everything stays there. Like Peacock, for example, I know they're always like, "Hey, this is leaving. Hey, this is coming in." Like it might just be more cyclical of what titles are on there. Granted, the Warner Brothers stuff, if they own it, you would assume that's not going to leave unless they're going to do an old Disney Plus thing where they're like, yeah, we're just going to cycle out our own shows. Why? Why are you doing that? So,
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what's going on in the future. But that was a big blow to their current gaming library, and I think the Warner Brothers deal doesn't go forward for another.
yeah, it's next year at some point.
Yeah, it's like months and months out. So
This is why we
it's a
get
big blow
physical
for it
media,
currently.
people. Physical media. I know it's still a
Yes,
license, but at least it's a little better.
it's like the exact reason I have a Switch because otherwise everything I own is digital.
Mm,
So Steam owns my soul. If Steam decides
just
to,
goes poop.
yeah, I'm gone with all my games. But speaking of great games, Nintendo Switch Online gets a new game, and it is Warrior World.
Yay!
Yay! So that was pretty cool. I said kind of a slow news week on my end, so
Oh, that's fine. Didn't
I
they
was
get
just
a
including some.
Rayman game as well?
I don't know
Okay.
actually. That's a good question. Let me look it up right
I
now.
think it's like Rayman 2, and there might be one other. I think I saw some people talking about Blue Sky. Not that I have any experience with either, but
Oh yeah, the 64 did. The Warrior World game is a GameCube game, so I was looking at the GameCube
ah,
games they
okay,
added.
okay.
But yeah, they did add Rayman 2: The Great Escape
There you go.
and Tonic Trouble
Yeah, that was it.
uh, for the Nintendo 64 online. Um, CD Projekt Red announces a trading card game for Cyberpunk. The
Oh,
Kickstarter begins in 2026, but you can get in on the action now if you're so inclined. I think it looks really cool, actually. I'd be excited for a Cyberpunk trading card game. I love the world of Cyberpunk. Anything about it more would be fantastic. I've even thought about getting into the pen and paper RPG side of things because Cyberpunk is just such a cool world that they've created. Not that they've created. CD Projekt Red did not create it, but the creators of the Cyberpunk
oh, today I
tabletop
learned.
RPG.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah, it was a tabletop RPG first, and then they
Oh,
adapted it.
jam. Yeah,
Yeah.
just copying everybody's shit. Witcher was a book. This is a board game. Make your own shit. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, they're the kings of adaptation.
Hmm.
Um, And last piece of news is Expedition 33, a game we will be talking about quite a lot in this episode. Clair Obscura. It has a thank you for the Game Awards update. Um, in this update, you will get. I just downloaded it. It was quite sizable for an update. It was like some gigabytes. Uh, you get a new playable environment, taking characters to new adventures, brand new music tracks by award-winning composer Lorien Testard, challenging boss battles for late game players to overcome with the Endless Tower, an official photo mode, uh, new text and UI game localizations in Czech, Ukrainian, Latin American, Spanish, Turkish, Vietnamese, Thai, Indonesian, bringing the total supported languages to 19, and new quality of life improvements, including improvements for handheld PC systems.
Hey.
So, quite a sizable and good update, I would say, including a new environment and new challenge boss battles in an endless tower mode.
Hmm.
Sounds really cool. I can't wait till I get there myself.
Yeah, very cool. Very cool update. Awesome that it's free. And as someone who is just dipping their toes into Clair Obscura, I'm like, oh, okay, cool. Um, Selfishly, I hope it's like separated from what the base game is, just so I'm not like, oh, this is great, and then it wasn't the base game. Not that it's that big of a deal, but that's something I personally like, of like, this is what it started as, this is also what's here after successes type of thing. Which it sounds like it's secluded outside of gameplay mechanics, obviously, but yeah, very cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but that's a great segue to bring us into what have you been playing, Brett? Because I think one of the games is Clair Obscura. I'm
Yeah,
just
I
gonna
was gonna say
spoil
it's
it
gonna be
right now.
awkward if I don't say Claire now. Oh, I've been playing this. So we'll start with Claire. We'll start with the big one. Hi, yes, I've been playing Clair Obscura, Expedition 33 since last week. TJ's talking about it, got me more interested, and then obviously with the Game Awards and all the nominations, and I mean, this game's been in the zeitgeist since it's launched back in May, April time. I know people are talking about it PAX East. That's where I know it's big explosion of. Yeah, I dipped my toes into it. I was uneasy about it at first just because I'm not sure if we've talked about it on the podcast. RPGs are fun. I enjoy RPGs, and JRPGs, but the time invested always scares me. Because I
Mhm.
know me, I tend to jump from thing to thing, not finish certain games on the streaming side of things. Just with schedules, like you play something there, then you feel like you can't play it off of stream because it takes away some of the content from viewership, and then it slows down your progress even more there. So in recent years, I've been, I guess, avoiding those games. I mean, there's certainly ones that I would say were close, and that's a whole other discussion of like, oh, that is an RPG. There's not like a God of War or whatever, but I'm not going to get into that. So for the grand scheme of things, I tend to avoid these games, but I decided to give it a try because it was on sale. Hey, and whew, I've been loving it. They throw you right into this world in the prologue section of like, you're Gustav, you're learning about what is happening. There's like a big event in the opening. I'm going to try and be vague with everything because I don't want to give spoilers for anybody who hasn't played it. but it doesn't handhold. It does a little bit, obviously, in terms of like movement and this is how you attack and the battles and yada yada. But in terms of like world building, you're thrown right into it and you have to pick up a lot of information from your conversations that you're having. So that was a little bit of a struggle for me at first, where I'm like,
Mhm.
what's going on right now? What's
Yeah.
this thing called the Gomage? That's my only thing I'll say. What's the thing called the expedition? Are they the same thing? Are they not the same thing? Are you really important? We apparently have a history. Like, you just learn. I'm like, am I supposed to remember all these names of these people I'm talking to? Because Gustav has like these pre-existing relationships with them, but you don't have to. I don't mean for that to sound pressuring or overwhelming of like, oh my god, I need to pick up all this information fast. You don't. It's just you're jumping into an already existing world. It's not just like, hey, I'm your best friend of blah 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 and like I'm gonna lay it all out for you. It's just here's your journey. um so the prologue gives you those introductory steps, which is nice. And those sons of bitches, they hit you in the feels pretty early on, even though you're only like, 15, 30 minutes into this thing. Um, and you pick up with Gustav and the eventual expedition of your adventure, um, and kind of what you need to do to achieve your goal. Once again, trying to be vague. Um, and you kind of get into a more, I wouldn't say it's open world. There's definitely a map of openness, and then it seems like, at least from what I've noticed in the few hours I've played, it's like sectioned out to like more
Yes.
linear-esque sections. There's a little wiggle room where you can kind of explore and go down the beaten path, if that's the correct term. Um, and look around, and you'll find like optional bosses, or you'll find like really good items that reward you for doing some platforming, or poking your head over in every nook and cranny. But for the most part, it's very linear. um, so I've been enjoying the game so far with its story. You mentioned off podcast, like the combat has a lot of comparisons to like a Paper Mario, and something I've played personally of Born of Bread, where it is turn based, but there is QTEs, quick time events, involved in your fight to make you feel more engaged. And I think that's been a lot of fun and something I've personally enjoyed. Not that I hate turn based, but like I said, just helps keep the attention going. Um, so I've been enjoying that. Um, in terms of the characters I do have, I've enjoyed two of them so far. I just got my third party member, and I've only been with them for a little while. So, like, I haven't fully attached myself to them yet. But I know the main character, Gustav, has a lot of, like, has a good relationship with them. So that's just something I gotta, kind of get used to as I'm going along in this journey. Um, I'm in the second area now. Um, it's like an aquatic area, and yeah, it's been a lot of fun. The combat's fun. The music's beautiful. Um, I've really been enjoying that. And yeah, this has been something that's kind of clicked with me of like, oh shit, I just want to play more of that. Um, so like later tonight, if I feel up to it, I'll probably be playing it, and it'll definitely be on the plan for this weekend. I'm definitely glad I gave it a try. I don't know how long this game is, and for once, I'm not planning on looking it up, even though it is, an RPG style game where it could be longer. I'm just like, nope, I'm in it. I'm invested. I know eventually it's split out into acts, so I don't know how long this act is. I don't know where this journey is going to take us, but I'm intrigued to figure out what the big bad is and why things are happening. So yeah, it's been a good time.
What have you thought about the RPG mechanics, like the action point system and the way the characters, are all unique in the way that they interact with the action point system?
Thank you for bringing this up. So action point wise, similar to any XP grind level up, you're gonna get. Well, okay, you're talking. Do you mean the combat, or do you mean like leveling up part?
The combat.
Oh,
I
okay,
guess
my
leveling
apologies.
up too. Yeah, but
Okay, I'll
still.
start with the combat and then I'll go into leveling up because that's another thing that I really enjoyed. So in each fight, you get action points that you build up off of your base attacks that you can then use and spend on like more powerful attacks and skills and abilities that you can unlock over time. Um, for me, Gustav's set is very simple. Build this up, use it, go from there. Um, the second character, Lune, or Lune, I don't know how you pronounce it. I'm sorry. I really like her. She's like your magic wielder.
Hmm.
Hers is a little bit more confusing, and I'm not going to lie, I haven't fully grasped it.
Hmm.
However, so all of her attacks are elemental based, so it's fire, it's air, it's earth, there's a lightning one, and then you have one that's like a freebie token that you can use for anything. And you can only use some of her special abilities based on tokens, I guess you could call them, of what she has like built up. So if you don't have the appropriate tokens or whatever the actual term is, you can't use certain attacks. So I haven't fully grasped that aspect. However, she is like amazing to play as, and I just light people on fire. That's her role. It's just like light people up. I have given her a
Yes.
healing ability because we don't have heals, but she has been awesome um, for that. I also do enjoy that you get a pistol for Gustav and a magic attack for Lune. And then the third character, is it Mael? Is her name? I'm blanking.
Yeah, I forget her name
Okay.
honestly right now too. It's been a couple weeks since I played it.
Yeah, yeah. Um, she's got a whole mechanic where she has different stances. She has an offensive stance, a defensive stance, and a more balanced
Mhm.
stance. She is my newest character, so there's still some learning to do in terms of those stances, so I don't have a grasp on that too. But I do enjoy that they're all different, and it's not just like, all right, we're going in, we're just going to do the same thing with everybody. You have to kind of pick and choose, okay, these physical attacks that Gustav's doing, they're going to be more effective against this opponent. The magic's going to be more effective against this opponent. You have this free aim, so you can aim towards like a critical area that just ends up being like this little circle of energy. So you can do like a critical hit. So I've been enjoying that. You kind of pick up on little strategies as you're going to of like, okay, it's these array of enemies. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that. And you get into a nice flow. Um, on the back side of things that aren't fights, the leveling up process, which I was alluding to earlier, every time you get XP, you level up, your characters will get skill points, well, attribute points and a skill point. The attribute points you can acclimate, or is that even the right word? Assign to different abilities, your health, your damage, your defense, your luck, and your speed, and you boost up their stats that way. And then you get a skill point for every level to unlock more abilities for those characters to use. This is always the part that I suck at of like, what do I assign my points to? I don't know. Um, and that's something I wish they explained a little bit better. Depending on the weapons they have equipped, they have a letter grade next to them. Most of mine are C's and D's right now. And I'm like, what does that mean? Does that mean this stat's going down? This one won't improve as much? And I haven't found an explanation for that anywhere yet. So right now, I've just been kind of trying to think of like, okay, how do I want to balance my team regardless of whatever these weapon things are? So Gustav right now, because in my head, he's like main character. I'm making him balanced, so he's pretty even across the field. Lune, I've put all of her shit into speed, luck, and I think defense. So she's just whipping out critical attacks with the fire a lot. And then with the last character, I think so far I've tried to make her my tank, but it's still early on. So I'm like, it's more of me just trying to think of it, but I know I'm not the best at it. So I don't know if I'm making ideal builds or whatever. Not that I really care to. Um, but
See, I
that's what
forget
I've
that
been
you
doing.
haven't played Elden Ring.
Right.
So the weapon system to me was second nature with the letter grades because that's how Elden Ring works,
Sure.
where if you get a weapon, then you want to change your stats based on the weapon you have equipped
Mm-hmm.
to get that letter grade.
Sure.
So it's kind of second nature, but I could see where it could be kind of confusing because the game really doesn't tell you at all
Mm-hmm.
what that is, and it is also confusing that it changes with every weapon. So it's like it really wants you to stay with a similar weapon, but then you're like, is this weapon getting weaker as I'm leveling up, or like
Right.
what's happening there? So that's a little confusing for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I will say, I do like that the different weapons have different stats, so you can mix it up. Unfortunately, it obviously messes with your build if you were building for one weapon and swap. But I have found a few rarer weapons where it's like, oh, if you get this to level 4, you get a new ability. You get it to level 10, you get a new ability. I'm like, oh, okay, I like those. So I found a fire weapon with Lune, or I keep investing in that because I'm like, yeah, you're my fire girl. We're gonna go with that all the way. Um, and then the last thing I want to talk about with character thing, because you reminded me, is you have this Lumina system. So something that speaks to my heart and one of my favorite games with Final Fantasy Tactics Advance is if you equip these Pictos to your characters, you can equip 3. If you win 4 fights, while it's equipped, it gives you stat bonuses and it gives you like a passive ability that you can use. If you win 4 fights with those Pictos equipped, you permanently unlock that ability for your entire team. So you can constantly swap out, okay, this is actually Pictos that works for my character's stats, makes them stronger, more defense, health, whatever. Put the appropriate ones in there, but then you still have this library of abilities that you can equip via your Lumina points, which there is a limit, but you can work to upgrade it. Give those abilities and passives to your characters to make them more stronger. So like for Lune, fire ones that I found, I'm like, yeah, you're getting this, more fire, more, critical chance hit, stuff like that. I made sure she had those. So that's been really fun to see a system like that make its return. I'm sure it's in other games, but once again, throwing it back to tactics, when you equipped a weapon to your soldiers in tactics, if they got enough experience with that weapon, you would permanently unlock that skill. You could swap out for a new weapon and just keep building your skill base and skill set to use these special abilities. So to have it here with more passive effects is nice because I feel like it's another aspect of customization, unlocking stuff for each of the characters. So it's been a great time.
I'm glad that you've been enjoying it and you want to play more because it really is one of those games that's like worth the hype.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty good. There is a chance that some games have been overhyped and stuff, and there's always that fear. But it is a really solid game that has solid mechanics behind it, and I'm glad that you've found those mechanics and your love for the story and everything as well. I geek out over the mechanics. That's why I'm like, what'd you think of this?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it is an important part because, I mean, the story obviously is too. There's a lot of important parts to these games. But if the story's great and you're hating your existence while you're playing it, that's not going to be not going to be great. So to have it be good on both sides is definitely a nice thing.
True. And my last question for you about the game, that just before I forget as well, is what do you think about the dodging system? It's not exactly like Paper Mario where you just hit A.
Hmm.
You're like watching the enemy's attacks and they have like attack patterns. Like sometimes they'll
Yeah.
have like a delayed attack. Does that remind you of Lies of P at all or any other Souls-like games you've
Ooh.
been playing? Or is that just me?
No, I certainly can see that too, because I can't tell you how many times I've been like, oh, here comes the attack. And I'm like, oh, move. And they're still doing this whole wind up thing. And I'm like, oh, move again. Oh, God. And I'm just over there dancing around. And then you just go and smack me anyway. So, no. So, yeah, that's a good point. So, yes, it is very much like Liza P. I would say that with the timing. You can either dodge out of the way or you can parry. Sometimes when you parry, you get a counter attack. I don't know if that's a specific timing thing. But I will say I do enjoy it. But man, is it frustrating at times because I don't feel like there's a very clear indicator of like, now's the attack. It's very much a learning process and a learning curve. I just recently unlocked the jumping ability. That one I feel is much easier to tell because there's a very
Yeah.
distinct, hey, you need to jump. um, but yeah, when you get those perfect dodges, you're like, you feel so good. You're like, yeah, all right. And you can get bonus XP for taking no hits during your fight. So it's just another reward for like, good job. You're doing the thing. So yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. I'm really happy that you've been enjoying it. Have you been playing anything else, or has that been your main go-to?
So that's the big one. I want to quickly touch on Cosmic Invasion because I did get the platinum for that. Spoiler alert, I already said that earlier. I have been enjoying my time more with it since my rant last week. But yeah, it was a fun time chasing after those trophies. Platinum is very easy and attainable for you if you want it. Some tips for people who may be chasing that trophy. There's one to finish the game with every character. You only have to do that last level with the characters, so that's nice. You don't have to play through the entire game. The only one that may give people trouble is going to be the 4 super moves at a time. If you are playing it on console and you have 4 controllers, you can cheese it. You just have to mash R1 with all 4 controllers at the same time. So, a little bit of a setup, but it is doable. Sorry, PC gamers, you elite gamers, you can't do that. Well, I guess, yes, you can. You can wireless the controllers in, never mind. But just wanted to say that I had more fun with it since last week. And then I do have another big one. I don't know how much more I'm going to be able to say about it that I said last week, but Marvel Tokon, the beta was last week, and I played through that for a few hours. I know I touched on it quick last week because I had played previously to recording for like 30 minutes quick. I guess I'll just quickly add, Tokon was a lot of fun. Had a blast with it. Oh, hello. Online servers are fantastic. We streamed it a bit on Saturday and did some online matches there, and there was only one match that I had hiccups in. Every other time that I played on stream or I played offline, games ran very, very smoothly. Even with connections that they claimed were only going to be 1 bar, no issues with those players. So that was very rewarding and satisfying. I still have a little bit of a hurdle with the auto combo stuff. Sometimes it feels like you could just hit that one button over and over and over again. And unless you learn, okay, this is what they're doing, I have to counter and rebuttal and punish, which probably is how you have to do it, you can kind of get stuck in a loop. I was playing a player who was playing Captain America and was just auto combo, into the special, boom, 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 and just I was stuck in that corner. So until I picked up on that and started using my team assemble counter, it was rough City Jones. Something I think they were lacking on is special moves. So they do have specials with 1 button. Your R1 button is like your character specific move. So Cap's got his shield. Kamala's got her arm that she can move around the map. Same with Spider-Man. Star-Lord, who became my favorite character, has different elemental guns. They all have their special moves there, but what I'm talking about in special moves is like typical traditional fighting game stuff. Your half circle motions, your quarter circle motions, your Hadouken motion, your Shoryuken, your Tatsu, those motions. They don't make it clear in this game if they're available, and they are. You have to experiment and try it out, but they're not listed in the move list anywhere, and I don't know why. So I had to kind of discover it on my own, which in a way I appreciated because I'm like, oh, self-discovery or whatever, but I wish it was listed out a little bit more clearer. So, for example, Star-Lord, I believe who is quarter circle back, he kind of dashes down, does like a shin kick, and can pop up the opponent. Quarter circle forward, he pulled out his blasters and shot. Storm had a an electric attack she did with a quarter circle forward. So at least there's a few there. I don't know if they have the full thing of like, okay, a Tatsu, a full half circle, a Shoryu, forward, down, diagonal, down. I don't know if they have everything, but at least they had some quarter circles, whether it was forward or backwards, that you could add into your combinations. All in all, had a great time. I'm a little conflicted in terms of the assist mechanics. I enjoy the assist, but it doesn't feel like MVC, where your team of characters felt super important. It feels very much like your leader is your guy, whoever you're playing as, with the shared health bar, with the assist system. It was just like, all right, I found a lot of time. I was like, okay, I'm playing Star-Lord. I don't really care too much about my team. It's mainly, how do I combo a Star-Lord? How do I go get my damage, get the opponent defeated? They did have a survey after the beta, which I thought was good. They were looking for a lot of feedback. They did have a section where you could ask for certain characters, so I made to put Cyclops in there for you. But overall,
Nice, thank you.
yeah, overall it was a great time. I had a lot of fun with it. Shout out to PlayStation Arc System for access to the beta. I'm sure they're going to do it, maybe one more before launch. I mean, we got a while. At some point next year, we don't have a date. But yeah, looking forward to seeing who they add to the roster. Unfortunately, we didn't get that at Game Awards. But yeah, had a great time with that. That's it for me.
That is excellent. And I have heard other players echo the sentiment about being wary of the auto combo-ness. I had thought that maybe it was like Persona 4 Arena, but apparently it's like even more so auto combo-y than that game, from what I can tell. So that is a concern to keep an eye on, but the game is not out yet, so
Right.
there's still time and there's still tweaking things. Maybe they'll add in those quarter circles and stuff in the menus, and people will expand their repertoire of fighting capabilities and things.
For sure.
But yeah, I'm glad you got a chance to play it, and I had a blast watching you play online with some people and stuff. Those are some good matches.
Yeah.
So, um, I have been playing just two games. From that tidal wave of games that I played last week, I've dropped all of them except for Ghost of Tsushima and Doom: The Dark Ages. Doom: The Dark Ages, I beat on oh gosh, I'm forgetting the difficulties now. Ultra Violence. I beat on Ultra
Nice.
Violence, and now I'm just playing on Nightmare. So I'm getting pretty far in Nightmare. It's not as hard as I thought it would be. It's actually a lot of fun. Like the higher the difficulty is in this game, the more fun I'm having with it. Even though I'm having to replay sections over and over again, I'm having fun while I'm doing so, because it's like every time I die, I feel like it's my fault. Like I feel like I could have avoided it, and also I'm like trying out different things and still defeating demons and stuff while I'm doing so. It's like, oh, I've defeated this demon and this demon, but then this one got me. So it's like, oh, okay, I gotta look out for that one. And then I beat that one the next time, and it's like a different one from behind me gets me. So it's been really fun. Like I said, even though I've been replaying sequences a lot to get through the nightmare, it's been a blast. I do not plan on stop playing Doom: The Dark Ages anytime soon, and I hear that DLC is in development for the game, at least according to Reddit, and Reddit never lies. So
Is the only change in those modes, is it just like the enemies have more health, or is there other modifications?
I feel like you take more damage and the parry window is shorter.
Okay.
So you have to be better at parrying, and also you can only take you take like two hits and you go down,
Gotcha.
which is pretty brutal. There are two more difficulties above Nightmare. There's Pandemonium and there's Ultra Nightmare. I do plan on playing those difficulties too, because you get special skins when you do so. And I cannot unlock skins any other way because my Bethesda.net account, it for some reason is not linked to my game, and I
Mm.
cannot get it to link to my game at all. So even though I have a code for a skin from Nvidia, I can't use it. And I was gonna buy the Doom controller because you get a special code with that, and I need a new controller anyway. You get a special skin, but I cannot link that skin to my game. So it's like the only way I can get new skins is if I beat Pandemonium mode. So that's gonna be fun. I'll have to keep you posted if I can actually handle that because I believe I don't know if it's Ultra Nightmare or if it's Pandemonium, but it's just as difficult as Nightmare, where you die in like 2 hits and the parry window is shorter, but the checkpoints are further and farther between.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's I think on Ultra Nightmare you actually have to do the level in one shot.
Oh.
Uh, Otherwise, like if you die, you have to restart the entire level. So
Mm-hmm. All right.
that's
Best
gonna be
luck.
difficult to get. Yeah, that's gonna be difficult. I might pull out what little remaining hair I have left, trying to play that game, but we'll see. We'll see. Um, and then I've been playing Ghost of Tsushima. Been having a blast. Don't have a lot to say about it other than it's a good time.
Mm-hmm.
What a fun game. I've gotten through where just yesterday, right before the Game Awards, I finally beat that castle section, which kind of locks the first area in place.
Yep.
So now I'm gonna have access to the second area. So I'm like even more excited and motivated to play because this is about as far as I got the first time I played the game.
Okay.
Um, I've really just been enjoying the combat and the stances in the game. Like I love switching stances, in the middle of combat and trying to find what's the best one. I mean, I'm always going to go back to the stone stance,
Yep.
the classic one to do the majority of damage because I'm just the most comfortable with it. But every once in a while, you're like, all right, there's 3 shield guys. I'll switch to the shield, the shield stance, or I'll switch to the brute stance or whatever. Um, I just think it's really rewarding to switch to those stances, and I don't know, it's just a lot of fun. I have mostly been enjoying the combat in the game. I don't really enjoy the stealth very much. I love to just charge into an entire encampment and challenge them. You can, if you haven't played the game, for those of you who haven't, you can do a standoff, which is sick. You just like hold the Y button, and then whenever they move, they'll flinch a couple times, but whenever they move to attack you, you let it go and you swipe your katana across the screen, and it like has a line that goes across and blood shoots out, and it's super fun and rewarding. And so I love doing that and then challenging the entire encampment to combat in the samurai clan armor that you get. It gives you a bonus to health, and you every time you take damage, you get resolve, which resolve lets you heal yourself. So I don't know. That's just really fun. I feel like the game punishes you by making you do stealth in some sections, though, because it kind of forces you to do stealth in some of the missions, and I don't want to do stealth at all. So I'm like, oh man, I have to do stealth right now. So that kind of sucks a little bit. But otherwise, I've been really enjoying the game. I really enjoy the different systems they have, like the resolve that you level up, like the attire that you get to choose. If you feel like, oh, I want to do stealth, let me switch into my Ronin attire so I can stealth a little bit. Not that I do that often, but let me switch into the traveler's attire if I'm going to explore the map a little bit more. Let me switch into the samurai clan armor if I'm going to jump in there, which is pretty much what I'm always wearing because
Mhm.
I'm always jumping in there. But I love all the different ways you can increase your character. You can upgrade the stances, you can upgrade your deflects, you can upgrade your dodges, you can upgrade like all these little tiny things that add up to a lot. You can upgrade all your ghost weapons, but all these tiny things that add up to a bigger picture of combat, and it's really cool. I've really been digging the game, and I'm really sad that Ghost of Yotei is not on PC yet, but I will just dig my teeth into Tsushima while I have it, while I'm playing it, while I wait for Yotei to come out.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice. I'm really glad you've been enjoying that too, because that is a phenomenal game. It's been a little while since I've played it, so memory's a little shaky. Um, but I do remember enjoying obviously the main story, but then a lot of the side content too, and like the side characters that you meet along the way and the missions that they give you. Just felt like it built on those relationships more, and then added to the main story uh, as you go along.
Yeah, all the side characters have been fantastic, and they're like really fleshed out. They have their own motivations and story purposes, and there's even a betrayal at the castle scene. I'm not gonna say by who or whatever, but like it was just very epic where you get this really cool samurai sword fight, and you're like, "Oh, you were my brother,
Yeah.
Anakin!" Like it's like that moment. Like it's pretty cool. So yeah, you're right. The side characters really do make the game. I feel like for sure.
hmm
Well, that's what we've been playing. I was playing Ghost of Tsushima right up to the Game Awards, so let's talk about that. Let's talk about the Game Awards. That was last night. That was the thing. Uh, Brett, why don't you take it away with the Game Awards? A little recap for us,
The
if you will.
Game Awards. All right. Well, everybody, if you tuned in, hope you had a great time, and congrats to all the winners and Clair Obscura for winning 9 awards. I think the only one they lost out on was audio design, which went to Battlefield 6. So yeah. So I figured what we would do. I have a list of everything that was announced, but I also have GameSpot pulled up, an article by Jason Finelli. I figured we could go through everything that was announced. If there's anything we want to talk about more, obviously we can take the time to do so. But we'll just kind of skim through what's been announced. Starting off with the pre-show. We had Free Shepherd shown off from Frame Interactive Studios. Your little sheepdog herding some sheep. Decrepit was shown as a new dark fantasy game that mixes soul-like combat with old-school dungeon crawling.
That game looks sick.
We had Audio Mech, which we had some viewers in chat popping off about this one. I can't remember, TJ. Were you excited about this one too?
I'm lukewarm excited about it. I've never really been a fan of these games where you upload your own music and it generates things. It's never
Mm,
really been my vibe, but it looks like in that category, this looks to be elite.
mm.
It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, Audio Mech, a neon tinge shoot 'em up from the creator of Audio Surf, where players will shoot lasers made with the power of music. Okay. We got a quick update on Pragmata, third-person sci-fi puzzle shooter that's been shown off a few times. First trailer was all the way back in 2020. We saw this back at the Summer Games Fest, and yeah, like I said, we got another look at it. There's a demo out now on Steam. I believe a demo will be coming out to consoles soon. The game will launch April 24th on consoles, PC, including Switch 2. All right. Possible highlight of the pre-show, we got Bradley the Badger. Debut studio, Day 4 Night Studio, presented Bradley the Badger, a 3D platformer starring a cute little badger with stages based on Cyberpunk, Bloodborne, and more. Yeah, this looked absolutely adorable. Character platformer. I am so ready for Bradley's game. No date, unfortunately.
Yeah, in the live stream, I believe I called it a love letter to gaming,
Mm-hmm.
and I stand by that. I think it looks like it really is a love letter to gaming. It looks like a lot of fun, a lot of reverence. I can't wait to try this game out, honestly.
Yeah. Last one of the pre-show was an interesting one. It's a game called Stupid Never Dies. Osaka-based GP Track 50 revealed its debut game, Stupid Never Dies, a third-person action game starring a zombie boy and a human girl fighting monsters set to ska music. What a reveal. It was like half music video, and then we got gameplay of the zombie boy werewolfing around. I don't
He's
know.
a werewolf, not a zombie.
Well, he's a zombie who happens to also be a werewolf. That's where it gets confusing.
True.
So I think that was all the new releases. Other notes that I have from the pre-show, we have a Guild Wars 2 expansion coming out. We saw Escape from Duckov again, which I thought was adorable and had a lot of laughs. Solasta 2 was shown off for a March 12th release. And then
Hell yeah.
Tank Rat coming out in spring of 2026.
Yeah, I'm very excited for Solasta 2. I think it's going to be incredible. It looks like they're expanding into the story elements of it. 'Cause I don't know how much you know about Solasta 1.
Nope.
It's basically just the combat system of like a Baldur's Gate style combat,
Okay.
but it was very light on story.
Hmm.
So with the second one, it seems like they're going to actually invest in story and then flesh out this experience to be a full on experience, which is going to be great.
Gotcha. Very cool. So then we got into the main show, and we got our first big reveal with Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic. Argonaut Games and director Casey Hudson revealed Star Wars Fate of the Old Republic, a new single-player game set in the Star Wars Old Republic universe. Very excited for this one, just at least in terms of a presentation. I think while this was being revealed, I was freaking out thinking it was the third game from Respawn. It was not. um, but yeah, I really have enjoyed those games. Obviously, this is a different developer and team. I have no history with the Old Republic franchise, so I
Right.
don't know what to expect, but it looks pretty.
Yeah, I've never played KOTOR, but it's gonna be an action RPG, which is right up my alley in the Star Wars universe, so I'm very excited for that.
Nice. All right, I got a selfish one for me that I really enjoyed. It wasn't even a reveal. We got an advertisement for a Capcom sale uh, featuring Maggie. I don't remember. Hold on. Lady D. Lady Dimitrescu. What is yours? Oh, boy. Maggie Robertson. Okay, I knew. I was almost there. We had an ad with her with 3 streamers, including my boy Maximilian, dude. Oh boy, I was so excited. That was a fun surprise just to have him in the ad. Um, he's got a fun short over on his YouTube channel of his buddies reacting to it from their live stream. So just wanted to give a shout to Max. That was awesome.
Yeah, that, and I want to say Fear Hunter Susie was also in the commercial, and I was very excited. I don't know if you know her content or
No.
not at all, but she does like Resident Evil and survival horror
Oh, cool.
like video essays, and they're
Okay.
very in depth and very good. So definitely check out Sphere Hunter if you are in the Resident Evil mood.
Nice. And then I think Bach was their third guy. He had a little cute little chicken plush with him. So yeah, shout out to all of them. Very cool to see. Apparently, a lot of people were happy to see those 3 because they do specifically a lot of Capcom content. So it wasn't just like we need names. It's people who have been streaming those titles and like invested in the projects. Okay, next big one. We got a reveal for what the statue was. And oh boy, what a reveal it was. This trailer was fucked up. The statue was revealed to be Larian Studios' next game of Divinity. Let's see. After a weird statue appeared and leaked trademarks soon followed, the next project from Larian Studio has been unveiled as Divinity, continuation of the studio's original franchise. Talk about a fucked up trailer. We saw a guy in a fucking effigy, I think is what they're called. Like it was just ready to be burned. We saw families gathering around, all stoked and happy. We saw an orgy happening. It was weird, man. But yeah, Larian's next project. That's cool. That's huge.
Yeah, I'm excited and also bewildered, not because the trailer was also bewildering in and of itself and super gross, but also because like I said they've had Divinity Original Sin is a spin-off of Divine Divinity, which I believe is the original ones,
Okay.
and they have different gameplay styles. So if they are to continue this Baldur's Gate style gameplay, I don't know why they didn't call it Divinity Original Sin 3.
Hmm.
I don't know if they're just trying to rebrand or if this is going to be a different gameplay approach, which would be interesting after their success, like how successful Baldur's Gate 3 was with that gameplay style. So,
Mm-hmm.
very interesting. Gonna keep my eyes on it and hopefully, see some gameplay at some point in the future.
Yeah, I'm curious how far this is out because we did have no date for it. Apparently, Larian has said this is going to be even bigger than Baldur's Gate 3, which we know how big Baldur's Gate 3 was. So this one may be, unfortunately, a 27 or 28 title. We'll have to see.
2032. Let's go.
Next one was a game called 4, the number 4, Loop. Lost J.J. Abrams and Left 4 Dead creator Mike Booth took the stage next to debut 4 Loop, a new co-op shooter. Something's happened to the world. 4 players going out, fighting off aliens. If you die, you get like 3D printed, and you just keep going and going and going.
Yeah, I mentioned it during the stream, but I'll mention it again. Reminds me of Mickey 17, the Robert Pattinson movie that came out this past year, where he gets 3D printed every time he dies as like a scientist.
Mm,
So that would be it's a very interesting sci-fi concept. We'll see how far they go with it. It looks pretty fun, but it also looks a little forgettable and generic. So
sure.
hopefully that's not the case.
Yeah. Next one was a cute one. You get to play as a grandma. Dark fantasy tale Coven of the Chickenfoot about an elderly witch and her animal companion is the first project from Wildflower Games. The studio is headed by Bruce Straley, a former co-director of The Last of Us and Uncharted. Beautiful art style. And yeah, I was like, oh, it's little grandma. Wait, why does she have chicken feet? I don't know what's going on with this one. Seems adorable. I heard from the trophy room and their coverage of the event that this game also is going to be like there's not going to be any dialogue in the game. So it's all going to be just captured through the characters' motions and stuff in terms of a story. But I'm intrigued. I'm looking forward to it. Next reveal we had was Ontos. Amnesia the Dark Descent developer Frictional Games and Kepler Interactive revealed a new sci-fi game, Ontos, a spiritual successor to Soma, which will release in 2026. And I like the comment from, hold on, what's the guy's name again? Jason here. Its trailer is pretty gross. I don't know. I was intrigued. Granted, I didn't think it was a Judas follow-up, I think. I've never played Soma. I'm familiar with the name. But yeah, I don't know. Keep my eye on it.
Yeah, I felt the same way. Never played Soma, but I was like, I'm intrigued. I'll give it a look.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's see. Another big one. Oh, no, sorry. Selfish plug first. South of Midnight won an award. I don't remember which award. But South of Midnight is now confirmed to be coming to PlayStation 5 and Switch 2. So I'm very excited for that. Looking forward to jumping back into that game when it does come out in spring. All right, we moved on to a big one. Resident Evil Requiem we got another look at with a new trailer. Leon S. Kennedy finally makes his Resident Evil Requiem debut in the latest trailer for the horror franchise's next installment. Unfortunately, this was leaked thanks to PlayStation that day. So it wasn't as exciting for me. But TJ, what did you think of this new trailer?
I don't know why, but if you go back and watch our Game Awards coverage, actually, it might have been the last podcast where I said I think a certain someone is going to be revealed for Resident Evil 9. I actually was thinking Leon S. Kennedy in my mind,
Nice.
so I don't know if I'm psychic or if it was just in the ethos, but I had a feeling that Leon was going to come to the game, so I'm really excited that he's finally in it.
Mm-hmm.
I was excited to see it confirmed and revealed. But I'm mostly excited for the fact that they said that there was going to be a little bit of mix of gameplay where Leon is going to be action focused and the girl character whose name I'm
Grace.
forgetting, yeah, her is going to be more survival horror based. So that's exciting. It reminds me of Resident Evil Revelations a little bit, which is some of my favorite Resident Evil games in the entire franchise.
Very cool. Yeah, all looking forward to Resident Evil. Was that February release? I don't remember. It's soon. All right, next one is your favorite type of game. It's a puzzle game. Order of the Sinking Star is the next puzzle adventure from Braid developer Jonathan Blow. It will include 1,000 unique puzzles across 4 different worlds. Wow. Look neat, but yeah, ooh, I was gonna scratch the brain.
Yeah, I think my brain lit on fire just watching the trailer. I was like, oh no.
Next one was our first 2027 release, I believe. Exodus, Archetype Entertainment, and Wizards of the Coast gave us our first look at Exodus gameplay. This was revealed, I believe, a year or two ago at the Game Awards, along with the hero Jun? I don't know. And the mysterious CC Orlev, voiced by all right, Matthew McConaughey. Next one was Warlock, Dungeons and Dragons. Wizards of the Coast and Invoke Studios also unveiled a surprise new Dungeons and Dragons Warlock, or a new game, Dungeons and Dragons Warlock, which will focus on multiple types of magic, with Trisha Helfer voicing the main character.
That looks pretty cool. Warlocks are my favorite class in D&D. I don't know if it looks more action based or what. It was kind of hard to tell from the trailer, so we'll have to see the gameplay reveal for Warlock.
Yeah, very cinematic. Gameplay reveal was announced to be shown summer 2026, with a release for the game coming in 2027.
Hmm.
All right. Remedy fans, you got a big one. We got Control Resonant shown off. The next chapter in Remedy Entertainment's Control franchise, Control Resonant will take the battle outside of the oldest house and follow Dylan Fader, brother of Control protagonist Jesse Faden, through a paranormal version of Manhattan. Definitely seems more action-based in comparison to what Jesse was doing in Control 1. All right. A game making its return, apparently? Oh. Gang of Dragon. Yakuza developer Toshihiro Nagoshi's first project outside of Sega has been revealed in Gang of Dragon. Okay, so maybe it was just more the developer everybody was hyped about. Maybe it's not a returning franchise. My apologies. Looked really
Yeah,
impressive.
I think it's a new IP. It did look really impressive. It looks like there was melee combat, fisticuffs, and gunplay. So a good mixture of all three. Should be fun.
And then we get into Fever Dream territory with Street Fighter the Movies trailer. TJ, kick it off.
I mean, you can't say it much better than it is a fever dream. It was so bad. The trailer, uh, they only showed very quick clips. It was like a really scattershot trailer. Really hard to see anybody for more than like a half a second on screen. And I think they did that on purpose because it looks like cheeks, at least from what I could see.
Yeah, I was saying last night in live react, I'm like, oh god, certain things look so bad. I am still I think the trailer somehow still got me more excited for this movie though. Like it looks bad in a lot of ways. But then I'm also like, I don't know, is it like they understand it looks so campy and weird that it's going to be at least like not, the greatest piece of cinema ever, but like are they just going to have a fun time with it kind of thing? So like I'm kind of excited to see it, but yeah, a lot of it looks weird. I'm happy my tribal chief's in there. I'm happy Cody Rhodes is in there. Cody Rhodes with that guile hair looks stupid as all hell. His head looks huge. You see Akuma and Roman Reigns for a split second. They do have stills of all the characters out there now. What's Roman Reigns / Akuma's hair doing? Doesn't look great. Blanca and Jason Momoa's like, whoa. You didn't see him in action, but whoa. The only thing that's like, oh shit, you nailed it. Whoever the guy's playing Zangief, that guy's fucking huge.
Yeah, that guy is Zangief.
Yeah.
But yeah, Jason Momoa even said on stage, "Oh, I told my agent if I wasn't gonna play Blanca in this movie, then I wasn't gonna do anything ever again." And it's like, you wanted to play Blanca? Blanca. That's what you wanted to do. And it looks like that. That's what you wanted to look like. Okay, Jason Momoa. Okay, dude.
Yeah. So a lot of characters involved. They had most of the cast come out on stage and present the next award. I think the only ones they were missing, Eric Andre, 50 Cent, maybe two others. Other than that, the rest of them are out there. They did take a little jab at the Mortal Kombat movie as well. We're like, oh, they're here too. Oh, no, they're not. Hopefully that was just in good fun. I think some people are making it more of a thing than it needs to be. But whatever.
Well, to be fair, that was Andrew Schultz, who's always going to say something
Okay.
slightly edgy or controversial. So it makes sense that he would say something like that would grab additional headlines later on down the line.
Okay, gotcha. Well, moving on from the fever dream to a more child-friendly dream in brick form. Lego Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight got shown off with its latest trailer. The next Lego Batman game debuted next, showing more of the franchise's trademark humor and Lego-based action. Looks phenomenal, can't wait. I think that, May 29th, that comes out.
Yeah, 10 out of 10, no notes. I just want to play the game.
Yeah. And then we got two big reveals as a returning character. Tomb Raider, Lara Croft is making her return. Two new Tomb Raider projects were unveiled next. First was Tomb Raider Catalyst, a brand new adventure for Lara. And then Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis, a full remake of the original 1996 adventure. Legacy of Atlantis is coming out in 2026, while Catalyst is 2027.
Pretty cool. I think it's cool they're remaking the first game because it would be kind of difficult to go back and play the first game now with modern game sensibilities. So it's cool they're remaking it. Not the most excited for it, but it's still pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Next, we got Forest 3. The Forest franchise installment, Forest 3, debuted next with a footage of foggy, seemingly haunted forest containing some horrifying Hydra-like creatures. Cool.
Pretty cool.
Next was Invincible Versus was shown off with their next new character. Elemental was revealed, a new addition to the Invincible universe with elemental powers. Who would have thought? Who is making her debut in the game? So I guess it's an OG character, not one from the Invincible series.
Pretty cool. Good riff on like a Storm Avatar style character. So
Yeah.
I'm still excited for that game. It's 3v3 fighters, so it's kind of in the vein of like an MVC. So we'll have to see.
Yeah, and release date for that is April 30th. Next one caught my attention. It's called Orbitals. Orbitals is a new co-op space adventure coming exclusively, damn it, to Nintendo Switch 2. First gameplay trailer was showed off split screen gameplay. A lot of Dragon Ball Z Toriyama styled art here. Looked fun.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we got Diablo 4. We had the Lord of Hatred come out and shit talk a bunch of streamers, including a smelly one. With the first trailer debuting on the TGA stage. We got the Paladin class also revealed. I think it's out now.
Yeah, I actually I misheard because I was talking over the trailer when I saw it. But apparently what it is if you pre-order the expansion, you get the Paladin right now. You can play as the Paladin today. But there's also going to be a second character class in the DLC, bringing the total character classes to, oh gosh, 8
Okay.
characters now or something, classes, which is very impressive. It's the largest cast in Diablo history, and they have not revealed what the second class is going to be. But I'm very excited for this. I'm tempted to pre-order it because of the Paladin, but I am not because I still need to play through the Spiritborn.
And that expansion is coming out April 28th. All right, and then we got a Marvel reveal. Not the Marvel reveal I think we were expecting. Marvel Rivals shows off their 2 new characters for Season 6. Deadpool officially joins the Marvel Rivals cast as of January's monthly hero, as NetEase debuted the Merc with a Mouth in a cinematic trailer, as well as a tease for Elsa Bloodstone at the end. TJ, you were talking about it earlier, but Rogue is out now as well. Today's recording.
Today.
For Season 5's second character, so cool to see. We know what's coming next.
Yeah, but both characters are duelists.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
Yippee.
Deadpool and Elsa Bloodstone are both. Well, I mean, I guess Elsa Bloodstone hasn't been confirmed to be a duelist yet, but I would be very,
big gun.
very,
Come on.
yeah, come on. I'd be very surprised if she wasn't. Deadpool, surprisingly, he's actually in the game now. If you go to your heroes roster in Marvel Rivals, he will be there, but he does have a little lock on him.
Oh, okay. Cute.
Yeah.
I believe I have written down January 16th, so I don't know if that's for Deadpool. That would make sense. Yeah, January 16th for him. We got a quick update on 007 First Light. The new trailer for IO Interactive's James Bond origin story sees Bond travel to, oh god, Mauritania, sure, where he runs into one of the game's main villains, Bama, which is revealed to be played by Lenny Kravitz.
I want to get away. Okay. Yeah, no, very cool. That's Lenny Kravitz. I think it's cool keeping it like having a Bond villain be a celebrity or like guest actor. I think that's pretty cool. It's like a little carryover from the movies. So, pretty exciting. I'm excited for this game. I don't know if I'm like super excited for the game, but I am excited. And Lenny Kravitz actually did surprisingly boost my my anticipation of the game.
Oh, good. Lords of the Fallen 2 was shown. This was the gameplay reveal. After debuting at Gamescom opening night live in August, Lords of the Fallen 2 appeared at the Game Awards with the first ever look at in-game action. Looks neat.
Yeah,
More
looks very
souls.
very good. I like the first game, so I know a lot of people think that it's just like the poor man's Dark Souls, but
Hmm.
I think it's quality. I think it's a good game, especially the kind of remaster they did with the whole lantern system. Um, is very cool and unique. So I'll be excited to see if they carry that over into the second game.
Nice. Next one, we got a follow up to Housemarque's new title, Sorrows. The new trailer introduced multiple new characters, monsters, and more. We also saw new gameplay and a April 30th release date. Apparently, this is a slight delay, but regardless, I'm very excited for this one. I need to get back to Returnal. I think they're connected. I don't know, but it's very similar in gameplay of the bullet hell third-person shooter, and I had a lot of fun with it. But yeah, need to finish it. Next game was shown off was No Law. The latest from Ascent developer Neon Giant is a first-person shooter following one man's quest for vengeance after he is attacked in his home. I think this one looked pretty cool. Very meaty man punching people and like trying to keep his own peace, but the world just interferes with him. So
Yeah, I was getting a cyberpunk-esque vibe from the game. It seems pretty cool. Not in gameplay mechanics or anything, but just in like the vibe of the world and
mm,
the story and stuff. So it seems pretty cool. I'd be interested to give it a shot for sure.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Random small one for you Resident Evil fans. Following the Eminem versus Slim Shady event, Agent 47 from Hitman's next elusive target has been revealed as Mila Jovovich, who will be challenging 47 in Dartmoor Mansion. Yeah, that was weird, but okay.
That was definitely of the things that happened in the night. That
It
was
was
one of
one of
them.
them. Next one I think took you by surprise, and you were pretty excited for. Sega's
Yes.
Total War franchise will add Warhammer 40k to its portfolio, as was revealed with a cinematic trailer introduced by Stranger Things' David Harbour.
That's the Red Guardian. I don't care about Stranger Things. That's the Red Guardian to
Damn.
me.
Damn.
No, yeah, I'm very hyped for this. It looks great. Like I said, I think I'm gonna go back and play some of the old Total War games just so that I can get a footing in the franchise because they are kind of difficult games to play from my perspective at least. So there were Total War is like one of the only franchises that's like still like a PC exclusive type situation where it's like really only playable on PC because of the mouse mechanics in the game. So definitely need to give it a shot. But yeah, the 40k universe obviously I'm very excited for. I'm a little disappointed that you're fighting orcs, but it looks like that you can change your chapter, your Space Marine chapter. And I'm wondering if you can actually create your own chapter because that would be so freaking cool. Just like the tabletop, you can just create your own chapter by creating your own colors and creed and logo and symbol and stuff. So that would be very nice. I'm highly anticipating this game. I can't wait to give it a shot.
Nice. Well, hopefully you're ready to fly too, because a surprise Bandai Namco title swooped onto the TGA stage next as Ace Combat 8 Wings of Thief will bring the return to the high-flying fighter jet franchise in 2026. Eh?
No comment. Yeah,
Yep.
there's no anthropomorphic fox and wolf flying those planes, so I do not care.
Fair enough. Next one was a fun surprise. Another Star Wars game. Star Wars fans will once again get to pilot a pod racer through different worlds as Star Wars Galactic Racer was unveiled at the show. So yeah, we saw pod racers, we saw speeder bikes. I think we saw land speeders and maybe even a
Land speeders, yeah.
smaller spaceship. But yeah, it just looks like a fun racer with fucking back for Star Wars.
I am more excited for this game than the old Republic Star Wars game. I'm not even
Oh,
shitting you.
okay.
I'm really gonna. I've been waiting for a good racing game that I can sink my teeth into on PC. That's not Sonic Crossworlds. So I'm very excited for this because I'm not into like racing sims or like serious racing games. So a Star Wars racing game would be right up my alley.
Hell yeah. Next one I was anticipating, Phantom Blade Zero got another trailer with a release date. S Game Soul like Kung Fu Punk action game, Phantom Blade Zero will launch September 9th. Excuse me, as confirmed by the latest trailer. The trailer also showed new gameplay, including multiple fighting styles and a few massive bosses. Really excited about this. I'm not going to lie, I went back and watched the reveal trailer today. I didn't realize it was first announced in 2023, and I'm like, what? You can see the visual upgrades from the first trailer to this one, and I'm like, wow, it looks different. Not in a bad way. I'm wondering, because the first trailer and reveal, the combat was very fluid, parry, block, fighting multiple enemies at the same time. I hope they didn't take that out. But like those elements are still impressive in this new trailer. It just was different. Like I didn't even think it was Phantom Blade at the beginning, just based on certain visuals. But I'm looking forward to it. September 9th.
Yeah, no, you're the one that introduced me to this game. I believe I'd seen some gameplay of it previously on from Maximilian Dude, if I'm not mistaken, actually.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I cannot overstate how excited I am for this game. It looks absolutely incredible.
Mm-hmm. One of the many games, maybe three titles also in this Game Awards presentation that had a guy holding a baby while fighting for some reason.
Yeah, that was a underlying theme of the night.
Yep.
Death Stranding leaves its mark on the video game industry after all.
Yep. Next one, we got a fun returning character, which I think a lot of people were pretty excited for. Mega Man is making his return. A new Mega Man game was a surprise reveal from Capcom as Mega Man Dual Override was revealed for the release in 2027.
The art style of the game looks absolutely incredible,
Mm-hmm.
so I'm pretty excited for it. I was afraid they're going to do that like 3D 2D situation again,
Yep.
but just going with the 2D flat animation style makes it look absolutely peak.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm not personally too excited about it, but I'm just happy for people who, love the franchise and are looking forward to those games. Apparently, if you watch the trailer separately, there's a little tease with a whistle at the end, and it seems like Proto Man will also be making an appearance in the game, so that's a fun surprise.
Oh,
Yeah.
very cool.
Next, not listed here, but we got a teaser for the Super Mario Galaxy movie. Not much. The boys, the brothers, were fighting off Bowser Jr. I'm gonna make a wild, crazy pitch right now. I know people have been fan casting this for a little bit, but Luigi runs in and does a knee strike that looks a little similar to a Smash Bros. Move. So is that supposed to be a tease for maybe a Super Smash Brothers movie? It's not.
Oh my gosh, if Nick Fury shows up at the end and he's like, "You're part of a bigger world," and then like Samus Aran's behind him, like, oh my gosh.
No, we need a few more movies before that's gonna happen. And Legend of
Yeah, we
Zelda's a
need
live action, so that's not gonna work.
yeah, we need 82 more movies, and then they can make a Super Smash Bros.
Oh, just do a
movie.
Smash Bros. One movie. Just got Pikachu in there. Just get the 8 or whatever it was.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Last but not least, the final announcement of the night was High Guard, a new first-person shooter from a team of former Apex Legend developers called Wildlight Entertainment. The game is set to launch January 26, 2026. Yes, you heard right. That launches in about 7 weeks' time. It looks great. Looks like an interesting hero shooter and multiplayer thing, as we kind of learned as this trailer went on. I was kind of hoping it was a single player thing. Does not appear to be the case. So mixed feelings on it. Looks great. Don't know if I'll play it.
It is free,
True.
so I will give it a shot just because it's free. Um, and also you can ride horse and shoot gun.
Yeah.
So I would like to ride horse and shoot gun at the same time. That looks like it's going to be pretty fun. I was actually very excited when I saw the trailer because it looks really good. The thing I love the most about Apex Legends and Titanfall for that matter is the gunplay and the feel of the characters and stuff. So if any of those developers have returned to give it a similar feel, I feel like it's going to be a hit of a game. I really hope so.
Yeah, like I said, it's breakout people from former Apex people. So I don't know if Respawn's like layoffs. These are people from that have turned around and you know decided to make their own project. That seems what it is.
Yeah.
Um. All right, I'm just gonna very quickly go over the award winners for
Sure.
y'all. And don't worry, I'll make this quick. I know we're going long in the tooth or whatever the phrase is. All right, winner of Player's Voice. Sorry, Arc Raiders. It was Withering Waves. Best esports team, Vitality. Best esports athlete was Chovy. Esports game was Counter Strike 2. Content creator, weird. They have a Kai Cenat photo, but it was Moist Critical. Most anticipated game was Grand Theft Auto 6 once again. Shocker. Best multiplayer, Harry, there you go. Arc Raiders. Best sports and racing game was Mario Kart World. Best sim strategy was Final Fantasy Tactics: The Ivalice Chronicles. Best family game was Donkey Kong Bonanza. Best fighting game was Fatal Fury: City of the Wolves.
Oh
And
yeah.
then we start part of the streak. Best RPG, Clair Obscura. Best action adventure, Hollow Knight Silk Song. Best action game, Hades 2. Best VR/AR game, The Midnight Walk. Everybody's favorite, best mobile game was Uma Musume Pretty Derby. Best debut indie, Clair Obscura. Best independent game, Clair Obscura. Best community support, Baldur's Gate 3. Best ongoing game, No Man's Sky. Games for Impact, South of Midnight. Innovation in accessibility, Doom the Dark Ages. Best performance from Expedition 33, Jennifer English. Best audio design was Battlefield 6. Best score and music, Clair Obscura. Best art direction, Clair Obscura. Best narrative, Clair Obscura. Best adaptation was The Last of Us Season 2. Best game direction was Clair Obscura. Game of the year, the big one, to no one's surprise, Clair Obscura Expedition 33. So yes, congratulations once again to all the nominees and the award winners. Clair Obscura destroying with 9. I believe, once again, only losing out on one category they were nominated for. And that was the Game Awards in a nutshell. Thanks for dealing with all the recap. Hopefully you guys have some fun things you're looking forward to. Hopefully you enjoyed the sexual tension between Jeff Keighley and Miss Piggy, and the lovely song from them, as well as the performance of the orchestra and our band flute man Pedro, killing it as always. I always love seeing his energy after they perform, just over there, because he fucking nails it. So yeah, Game Awards.
Awesome. Thank you for that recap.
Of course.
Brett, I really appreciate that. That was excellent and thorough. And yeah, what did you think about Clair Obscura winning so many awards?
I mean, insane. I've only played obviously a few hours, but I can definitely see why people love it. My only hang up, and I'm seeing the internet's the internet. People are saying one thing, people are saying the opposite, and I see both sides. One thing I mentioned last night is like, I wish the love was spread out a little bit more and
Me
other
too.
games won the titles. I also understand the argument of like, well, if this game has the best game direction, you should also, give that team its flowers type thing. So, I mean, in the end, does it really matter? Yes, in terms of like recognizing accomplishment, but like, are we going to really care 10 years down the line? Whatever. No, all these games are still great, regardless of who walked away with the actual trophy. So my main thing is 2025 was an incredible year for games. I've only played a fraction of them, but I can recognize the ones I haven't played for like what they're bringing to the table, whether I would personally like them, if I wouldn't play them and wouldn't enjoy them from a personal standpoint. I can recognize what a lot of these titles are doing, and this year has been insane for games. A lot of independent games have stepped up. There's been some AAA titles that have done well, haven't done well, but the ones that have stood out, you know, have stood out for good reason and have been in the conversation. So, just all in all, congrats to that team. They deserve it, but there's a lot out there that really shined this year and brought a lot of good stuff for us, the gamers.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I would have liked to see it spread out a little bit more, but again, if the game does deserve it, then it deserves it. Um, but yeah, there was just too many good games this year to really lean on one, I feel like, because it was really gamers were eating good in 2025, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
And speaking of great games in 2025, what game are you looking forward to playing next?
So I shouted out Day of the Devs earlier. I got a reminder about this game through that showcase, but I'm really looking forward to Escape Academy 2. I played the first one due to a friend's suggestion, I believe 2 years ago at this point. Time's weird. But if you like escape rooms and you like a funny little story tied in with that, these are the games for you. Pretty much each level is an escape room. You're on your own and you got to solve it through different puzzles and, solving things. And Academy 2 is just more of that. They're making it 3D now, or at least a little bit more bigger worlds. And I believe they're also bringing cooperative play to it as well if you want to play with your friends. So just want to give that a quick shout.
Great. Uh, the next game I want to play is a game that I cannot play because it does not exist yet on the platform that I play on, and that would be Ghost of Yotei. Um, I plan on playing Ghost of Tsushima maybe twice more before Ghost of Yotei comes to PC, but
Dang.
as of now, there is no more there is no release date, there is no announcements, there's no nothing about whether or not it's coming to PC. Usually they wait about a year and a half, is how long Spider-Man 2 took, so
Yeah,
we will have to see.
it depends. I mean, everybody's getting a little bit more lenient. I think Helldivers was a 6 month window. But yeah, I would say a year is a safe bet. I also just want to give a very quick shout out to Erika Ishii. She got nominated for voice actress, so she was at Game Awards. She looked like she was just having the time of her life last night. Like she knew,
Yeah.
like, or had a feeling like, I'm not winning anything. I'll be here. There was a point where they were showing all the voice actors and actresses, and she's just there munching on some popcorn with a Ghost of Yotei bucket. But she looked phenomenal, and I just loved her energy. She's amazing.
Yeah, she is fantastic, and unfortunate that she didn't win, but Jennifer English did deserve that
Oh,
award
sure.
as well. So yeah, absolutely.
Tough
Um,
category.
yeah, absolutely. Well, that's gonna be it for this episode of Relatively Gaming Podcast. Thank you so much, Brett, for coming on as always,
Thank you.
and we will see you in the next episode.
Bye,
Bye
guys. Play more
bye.
games.